So, moving to electric vehicles might allow a car to have more um, independent electric motors than a traditional motor, gasoline-powered cars, and more independent wheel drives. And why is this? Why is this a wonderful thing? Well, we're always seeing this in the aviation industry with a bunch of with new electric crafts that have a lot more motors and distributed propulsion and all these other things. But I'm talking about each wheel having its own independent motor. And the reason you can do this with electric motors is because electric motors are a lot easier to manufacture, cheaper, and a lot more lightweight. And then this will allow you to have a vehicle that normally has 4 wheels to have 6 or 8 wheels or just more wheels. And why would this be better? Well, it might lead to better grip, more contact with the road. This grip could transfer more of the energy from the wheels into the road, making the whole thing more efficient. Also, if it has more grip, it's hard to tip over the car, making it safer. It can also take turns better, with it transferring force more directly into it. And it's better for bad roads that tires don't grip on as easily, and also just handling turns again. When something collides onto it, you have more wheels contacting the ground from more angles, meaning the car is less likely to spin out of control if a random truck hits it, but just go along with it. Now, the second benefit with more gears is not from the grip, but each of these little wheels can have more individual speeds and stuff like that, with each of them having a different motor, which will allow you for more efficient differential turning, or turning where you turn each wheel and change the speed of each wheel separately. Now, if you can change the wheel speeds and also turn the wheels, it's a lot more efficient than doing either one alone, with losing energy in the wrong direction. So you can save energy on turns. Another potential benefit is there's less weight on each individual tire. This means there's less wear and tear on the tire from supporting all the weight, and actually there's also going to be less friction, even though it's going to be better grip. Friction and grip is actually kind of different. Friction is against the direction you're going, while grip is gripping onto it and scooping into it in a direction. So you're reducing one, and friction is more based on, well, grip has a lot to do with surface area and contact. More friction has to do more with the weight that's pushing down. Now they both have to do with each other, very much. They both have to do with weight and everything. Another thing is, I've talked about this idea before, is deflate the tires for safety, and that would increase grip along a traction. It also can act as sort of a brake, and it can also lower your center of mass significantly, so you're less likely to tip over and you get better control. But if you deflate more tires, this is even better equipped because you have more tires. Now the increase in surface area is even greater now with more tires. Small tires are more aerodynamic, and you can also make the whole car more aerodynamic with smaller tires, with the hood and everything in design, because you also can place them, and even if you have to make the shock absorber bigger, you can place the shock absorber at angles and stuff, so it causes less aerodynamic drag and make a bigger screen in front of it. Lower center of gravity also with smaller tires, you have lower center of gravity again, which again makes for better turning handles. Well, and that's turning not by accident, it's purposeful turning. I meant to spell weigh there, but small tires would weigh less, and having it weigh less, even if there's more of them, because volume goes up with the cube and so cube, and that's the surface area only goes up though. The cube of the radius, surface area only goes up with the square of the radius, not even the square, less than the square. The surface area goes up with 2 pi r, so just linearly with the radius. So And sorry, volume goes up with the square of the radius. That was a big math mistake. But the point is, the volume, you need to increase the volume a lot more for one single tire than two tires to reach the same thing. Two tires are going to have half the volume for the same surface area about. Oh, sorry, it's half the radius. If we can keep the thickness the same. It also is a lot easier, but that means that it's easier for installing people to handle because each tire weighs less, which can help people not hurt their brakes or people themselves install it. It could be more easily shipped back and forth, saving energy and cost less to ship it. More energy. It's more energy efficient to turn the tires because each tire weighs less, and it's less material, so less pollution that way. Small motors for each of the individual tires also have some benefit. Small motors are more easily controlled, and you can start eliminating gears because what you can do is you can control over much more wider range small motors efficiently. They have a max efficiency of much wider range of speed and horsepower, and you can adjust speed and horsepower without having gears to some extent in electric motors. But small motors can do this better. So you can eliminate gears, eliminating more weight and complexity to some extent. You might need more gears for each wheel though, so you would have to really do a cost benefit. But also, small motors don't heat up as much and dissipate heat faster, so you need less complex cooling for maximum performance. And small motors need less heavy magnets and for the same weight. So you can eliminate some of that magnetic weight, and magnets use rare elements that have a lot more problematic mining and stuff. So you can get rid of a lot more of the problematic materials. Instead, you can also make more complex small motors that have more benefits that are harder to scale up with 3D printing and stuff. The eighth benefit to having more wheels now that before that is it's less bad if one fails. Simple as that in any of the system. And finally, the last benefit I want to talk about is you will have faster regenerative braking and more friction during braking, but less wear because it's spread out over more wheels, the whole system setup, and each system can be made to be more efficient. Also, braking will generate less heat that causes wear and tear and warping. Well, thank you very much for listening. Please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers in a year and 4,000 watch hours, which is really hard. With your help, I think I can do it. Also, if you have any ideas for future videos, comments, or suggestions, please leave in the comments section below. Again, thank you very much. Goodbye.